here in the museum at the piano. That was kind of a special area for me, but want to take a minute and answer some more questions from the fans. This is exciting.
Jeff says that your interviews are the best in drag racing. Bruce wants to know how long you think it would be before Autumn moves to Top Fuel.
Thank you for saying that my interviews, I'm different than most people. If you listen to some drivers, they tell you what took place during a run, and sometimes I go down a storyline. I never lie, I embellish every story, but I enjoy talking. And when I was a trucker, I'd go into a truck stop and get a free lunch just by telling stories to the truckers that all chip in and buy. So it was a way of life for me. My mother was a storyteller. My great-great-grandpa, they said, was hung in Oklahoma in the hanging tree. I always said for, I always said it was for lying, but it was for stealing horses or something. And I don't know if any of that's true. Another embellishment. Trying to give you a good story. But thank you for that compliment. And yeah, I think you asked if Autumn's gonna go racing. She just moved to Indy. She's going to go to college there, and she's been going to college out here in California. So she's going to go there, and she's already got a job working with actually a boy that she's dating, and with his family. I won't get into all of that. I'm just getting to know them, so I don't have any right to talk about them. But they're great people, and they're racers. Mm-hmm. And the mom, the dad, the brother, the sister, and she's going to be racing there. And so she'll be near our shops where she can keep her cars and stuff later as she evolves. Or maybe she'll race with them. Who knows what's going to happen? Sky's the limit. Good luck, Autumn. We love you here. And so does your dad. And Robert Height, he tried to win that championship. I know you were here, Autumn. Thank you for being here for him. And in my opinion, Robert's one of the greatest racers of all time.
Lions or Irwindale?
You know, I got to tell you, I loved Lions because that's where I started. That's where I watched the Beaver brothers in Condit, my relatives, race, and Mickey Thompson, and all the greats of the day. And first time I saw Perdome and the Snake and Don Gartlitz and Shirley. So I love that place. I was a kid, even though they were kids too. So, so I had a love for that, and I saw that at the Lions Museum, the starting line, the tower, unbelievable. Made me want to come home and burn my museum down. But Irwindale, I had a love for. I drove my Night Stalker there originally. That belonged to Roy Mayhew's, but it was built by Jack Christman, one of the greats of all time. The chain come off it was a engine sat sideways in the back, and it had a chain-driven sprocket, and the chain come off and hit Sutton, and he threw me out of the racetrack. But I learned the love for racing there, and I learned the love for In-N-Out burgers, and I'm hooked on them to this day. I'll starve all week, and then I'll treat myself to an In-N-Out burger and fry and a vanilla milkshake. The best meal, I believe, in the world. And I've had a lot of great meals, a lot of great restaurants I love to eat at. You know what I'm saying? But I just got hooked on them, the smell of them at Irwindale Raceway. I know it's a new sponsor and I'm plugging you, but that ain't why I'm plugging you. I'm plugging you because that rung a bell with me about Irwindale. But I would say I love Irwindale, I love Lions, and I loved Orange County Raceway, because that's where I did most of my match racing there in Irwindale in the early days, because Lions closed.
Daniel would like to know if you'll help him get set up with your daughter, Brittany.
Brittany is already spoken for. She's with Bobby Lyons, a 35 military vet, went in right out of high school. He's already retired, and he doesn't have to ever work again. The military takes care of him, but he will work again. He's going into construction. I think my daughter Brittany warned him against working for me, but maybe he can build me some buildings. Maybe he'll build my new museum. But he's a great guy, so no, I can't introduce you to Brittany. Nobody believes the stuff I say, but Billy McCahill was a racer that I was helping, and he had a jewelry business in down in Newport Beach, and he made a lot of money, and he was always getting jewelry. And he ordered pizzas one night, and he told some of his workers to come in and bring some diamonds because John needed a diamond because he was going to marry Lori. And I had no money. I was running race cars, but I was broke. And to go down and buy a diamond for $100, I didn't even have the money. And his guy came in, and I'll never forget this. They had pizzas on the table. He was feeding everybody. And the guy went to pour the diamonds out. On the table, the clear part and a couple diamonds jumped over on top of the pepperonis on the pizza. And I saw the perfect diamond on that pepperoni. It just mentally hit me. I said, that's the diamond I want. And he gave it to me. And if you think I'm lying, there is the diamond to this day on my finger, because later I bought her a diamond as I got money and bought her a real diamond. And I took her diamond and had it put into my ring. And that is the truth.
Okay.
I can still taste the pepperoni.
What driver would you like to win a championship that has not done so yet?
Well, first of all, to answer that, a guy that I've rooted for a long time was Doug Coletta in Top Fuel. I've been there so many times. Should have won, and sometimes you just don't win. And he just had a string of situations, and he finally got that, so he earned it. But I also, there was guys in my past like Bazemore, Al Hoffman, should have won championships, and I was dominating at the time for years, and they never got the opportunity, but they were as good as me. They were great. So, but I tell you, I got to be honest. I root for my teammates. Pretty soon it'll be my tombmates. Hey, that was a slip. Okay, but my daughter Ashley laughing about me dying.
What are your thoughts on Shirley Muldowney?
First of all, Shirley, you got to give her credit. There's been other women in this sport before her, but she's the one that took it to the next level. Number one, competing against the men. And not only on the racetrack, if you said something to her in a restaurant, there'd be a fist fight. And her and Artlist went at it all the time. Never physically, but verbally. But she was a great competitor, you know what I mean? She was a winner, and she was a world champion. And you got to hand it to her of what she accomplished as a woman. And, my daughter's come along and competed, and she congratulated me at one time about my daughters. Brittany winning the championship. She was just very nice about it. But she only gives respect when she feels it. I mean, you got to look at her honesty. It's what she writes and how she feels. And if she says something, and my daughters come along in the beginning, even Ashley, and they won races, and Courtney and Brittany, but they earned it, but they also didn't have to go and ride in a truck and trailer down a highway and go find the money and work it for 25 years because we were already a business. So what I had accomplished opened the door for them to evolve quicker. That's not taking anything away from them. It just made championships and winning races to come quicker, where Shirley spent a long time out there. And you got to give her credit for that. And sometimes she'll say things I don't like, but she tells me what she believes, and that's what I respect about her. And sometimes I don't like it, but and maybe sometimes it's just her opinion and it's not right. But at least she gave you her opinion, right or wrong.